guys, welcome back to the channel. Now for those of you that don't know me, my name's Rebecca, and in today's video I'm going to be talking through my CRM system, which is Taxdome. So I'm going to be showing you this from the client's point of view and also your point of view in terms of communication. Now I've talked about this I don't know how many times on the channel and also in person and at talks and at the FAB and all sorts of things this last year about how important it is to consider what is important to you as a practice owner when it comes to picking the right CRM. And for me, what it came down to after working for years in practices where we had files all over the show, we had paper files, we had information being sent to us via email, we'd had it in the post, it was just everywhere essentially. So when it came down to picking the right CRM system for my practice, I needed to make sure that the communication element of that fit what I wanted essentially in the practice for both myself and the client experience. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it because there's some really cool features in here that you've probably never seen before. So what you can see at the moment is the client's point of view when they log into Taxdome. So they get an email essentially saying welcome to Taxdome, and they click through the link, set up a password, and they can either view Taxdome like this on the desktop, or they can actually do it on their phone. So they can have an app where they just send you messages on there, very similar to WhatsApp Business, where you can see when someone sent you a message and if they've read that message, for example. The only difference with this, which is a key difference, is that you're not then having to download that information and stick that into the client's folder. And from the client side, they've got access to the documents that you shared with them. So that could be anything from an engagement letter, proposal letter, copy year-end sets of accounts, corporation tax returns, everything. So the way that this has been set up is with all of that in mind to make that process easy for both you and the client. I'm going to put the phone down now. So my absolute favourite thing in here that you've heard me talk about 1,000 times is this chat and task function. So in here, clients have the ability to create a new chat with you, and equally you've got that ability on your side. You can disable that from your side if you as a bookkeeper or accountant, or you can enable them to create their own chat. So let's just say the client wants a new chat and they say, just call it year-end accounts. And what they can do, they can send a standard message through the desktop like this and say, hi, I just have a question about my accounts. Please can you forward me a copy? Full stop. Now they can just hit create chat just like that, or they can go into a previous chat like this one and they can start typing away. So hello there, any update on year-end accounts? Now the way that I've got this set up is I actually have the chats labelled, and I don't particularly like enabling clients to add their own chats because things can get messy. So we'll have a chat for tax, a chat for year-end accounts, a chat for the different services, a chat even for the different services that we offer, which just keeps everything very formalised. So again, I don't like messy documents or messy folders of any kind. So that really helps with that. But let's just go back to here. So they could send a message like that, but what does that look like from your point of view? Let's take a look. So if we go into our inbox, we've now been told that a client has sent us a message and they've also replied to a message that we've sent them previously. So again, the good thing about this that I don't think gets talked about a lot, to be honest, is that you've got an insight board on here, which is your dashboard to tell you about jobs overdue, approaching deadlines, etc. But in your inbox, it's not just a email inbox, it's any communication with the client inbox. So if you were to just click into that, you've got the option to go to it. So I can see that there are 2 chats here, both of which have got a message in there. So if we go to welcome first of all, go down to the bottom, T Riddle has said, hello, are there any updates on the year-end accounts? And you can see there clearly the date and timestamp. And if I go to the year-end accounts, I can see that question there. Now I'm going to type a message back to the client and just say, yes, I can send you a copy here. Now I'll press enter here to send that message across, and that tells me when they've actually read that message. So because I've got this open on the other tab, I can see that, so it's going to show as automatically read. But if that is not shown as green, the client hasn't read that. Now there are two ways that I can send information back to the client here. So I could do that by attaching, going to my computer, or from Taxdome. Luckily in this scenario, that information is already in here. So if I go to from Taxdome, I can find the files within that client. So let's say firm documents shared with client, 24, and I can send them their year-end accounts. This document is called happy, but you get the gist. So from their side, if we go back another step, we can see the comments, the time that was sent, who it was sent by, and also we've now got our document. And if we just click on it, we can preview that, just like that. So if we go back a step again, we can also add in here links to the client. So if there's a YouTube video that's really useful that we've produced, for example, we can attach a link to that. We can also send emojis in here, so can the client as well, which can be quite funny sometimes. You can also change the text to be huge if the client has difficulties in viewing that from their desktop or from their app, or you can make it small. So you've got customizable options in here that you can again adjust. Now the other thing with this, again, that does not get talked about enough, is you can actually request something from a client just from here. So without going into any other area of Taxdome, you can request information. So new client request. Let's just say that I want them to send me their bank statement. Request name, bank statement. And if I put that, yeah, please provide your bank statement. Okay, we can add a question, so we can ask them to file upload in this case, bank statement. Okay, I can choose to send them reminders, and I can say every 5 days send them one, so I could add 100 reminders to this if I wanted to. I'm not going to do that. Or I can just say, just remind them one time in 5 days, and if they've not uploaded it, then they'll get an automatic reminder, which saves me as the bookkeeper or accountant having to then go back into my inbox and go, have I received that yet? Yes or no? Now I'm going to send an email off. Saves all of that time. So here we've got security options. So if enabled, clients will need to log in to view and complete this request. If disabled, the client request will be available without authentication. I prefer to have that on, so we're going to hit send. So let's see what the client can see. So if the client just logs in, they can go through all of this information obviously on the side, but if they just go to home here, it tells them immediately any items that are waiting for action. So if they just click into that, please provide your bank statement, add document, they can quite simply just then go to from my computer, or if they've already sent it, redirect us by going, it's already in Taxdome, select the file, etc. So let's just do that. So you can see if I click into each one of those, there's nothing there because this client hasn't actually uploaded anything yet. So we can't do that. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and attach something from my desktop. So just 1 minute. Now they will be asked to select the folder. So 24. And again, something that I've been through in another video is you can actually edit all of those folders. So you can make a default type of folder for the particular service that you're providing. And you can edit the names one by one, so you don't have to have this standardized form of templates or folders. You can make that bespoke to each client if you wish to. And equally, if the client finds it difficult to navigate your templated folder organization, they can then create their own that fits their needs. So again, you've got all that flexibility, which you don't get with some CRM systems, believe it or not. So click upload, document successfully uploaded. So what does that look like from this end? Now if we go to our inbox, we can click on here and go back to this. And what we can see here is we've got a new document, and it then highlights this under request as well. So if we go to docs, we'll see exactly where it is. We can click into it, we can view that. So we can click onto here and we can see that document. And we've got additional options down here. So we can seal this, we can share this, we can move this, print it, link it to a job. Plenty of options there. So yeah, if we go back to communication, that's always going to be your chat box. There are other ways of communicating with the clients in here. So we've got emails that we can send an email directly from. So as you can see there, the chat function within Taxdome is just super easy. You've got all of these links available to you. You've got your documents, your reminders, link jobs, client requests, etc. You can add whatever you want into these chats and the client's going to receive that information. And it just means that everything's going to be stored in the one place. You know it's secure. It's not going to be in an inbox somewhere, for example, that you're going to have to dig through later on. Everything's going to be here and you can view it, you can preview it online, download it, do whatever you wish with it. But that chat function there for me and my clients is golden, and they love this chat function. And I think sometimes when you're running a business, it's really easy to get distracted by other things. So, you know, if you go into Facebook to send a Facebook Messenger message to your accountant, then you're going to get lost in Facebook. LinkedIn, the same sort of thing. Emails, we all know we get 1,000 emails, we get spam, all sorts of things. So things can get lost easily. And also when you send information to your accountant, there's nothing more frustrating than your bookkeeper or accountant saying, I haven't had that information, because they're just bombarded with emails and all sorts of things. The client saying, yes, you have. And then you look silly and you've got to spend the time looking for that document. So this avoids all of that, and both you and the client can see very clearly what information they have available to them. And I'll just show you one last thing in here. So if I go back on here, if the client ever wants to access documents that have been shared with them or that they've uploaded, they just simply click on documents and they can see that information there. They can upload a folder, upload documents. Very easy. So there you go. So I hope that video helped. If anybody's got any questions about Taxdome that you want to ask, stick those in the comment section. And if I don't know the answer, then I can always point you in the direction of somebody who does at Taxdome. So I hope you found the video useful, and I'll catch you at the next one.